Welcome to DTKE with your host Modoni,
Warigawa Kemani,
where we aim to bring you nothing but dope conversations
on the regular.
Yes, another week, another chance. Mvua.
Yeah.
But hata kabla tuendele na mvua, unajua venye we are just here and then hapa hivi katikati.
You know, I guess you need to balance. Someone should ingia hapo katikati and all that, but it's okay.
Ikwe boy girl.
But kunaweza kuwa na joto mingi, it's okay.
It's okay. We love it this way. Hi guys.
Hi.
Karibuni.
Asante sana.
Yes. Names please.
Njiru Nyaga, that's my name.
Nice to meet you,
Yes,
Njiru.
very humble African.
Hey, humble African.
So, yes. Mr. Humble. Hey,
We are sorry.
Pengine ndio mwenye inchi hapa anajaribu kucheza chini.
No Kogeria squad.
Ustume nifuatwe.
You know, especially juu ya kufuatwa. Kiare walisema story ya nini, what is it? Wanatumia tenants.
Yes.
Wajue landlord wao ni nani.
Kabisa.
So we naona ukisema hivyo story ya kufuata tutakuchunguza.
Nishaongea na tenants wangu, wasiniseti.
Wasikuseti? Sawa.
Confirm ako na tenants.
Confirm. Bas. No Kogeria man.
No Kogeria.
Samuel Kamande Mariga. Official name. But most people know me as K-Sam.
K-Sam.
Yes.
Nice
Very
to meet you.
happy and humble to be here.
Yay! You know, it's also nice having you guys here.
Yes.
It's unajua saa zingine we might beat stories me and Warenga, but it always feels nice when we're joined by also our listeners. Sure. And also we get to grow. Sindio?
Yes. So grow and glow.
Unajua kama nimetoka hiyo route, kwa hivyo siwezi sema hizo zote saa na bado haven't yet had my coffee of grow and
Glow.
Yes, that one. Ni sawa leo tuta glow, ni sawa tu.
Tuna grow.
Okay. How have you been?
I've been okay. I'm excited. We are midway into November.
Yeah.
So
like a flash, yeah?
Like everything, like you see somebody was saying that you open your eyes, it's January, February, March, then in a blink you are now here towards Friday, Saturday, you know, we are on the Friday of Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
So it feels like a marathon. Yeah, but I'm excited.
Highlights?
Oh, a lot. Quiver, tumefunguliwa Quiver.
You know, you bless you. Which one was being blessed?
Moranga,
it's that one.
It's
but
that
then
one. Was it for real that it ilikuwa bless you or it was something else?
It's what happened. We have now a whole mall. Moranga, we have a mall. So it's called Kilele Mall.
Don't joke. Majina mko nazo. Watu wa Moranga wataweza kusema Kilele.
Kilele, si nimesema.
Kilele, you see? Please. Yeah. Please put it here.
Hawa ni wabontawa. Lakini enda kwa mashinani
tusonge kwa shamba. So it's called Kilele Mall. So what actually happened was it was, you know, that you call people to, or you call your pasi to bless your land and your property. So it was that for Kilele Mall. So it's also an extension of that. But then now mse wa Quiver, you know, marketing, you also need to be strategic.
Yes.
Mse wake wa social media alikuwa chonjo aje. Akahakikisha. So they entered the whole mall, they blessed it, and then they also now are heading to there's also a kapeti somewhere there that is about to be opened as well. So he went blessing the place. So he didn't get into, you get so Kenyans and the excitement, and
you know,
you can't please Kenyans. But anyway, we actually, have a mall.
I think you guys need to, one of these fine days, we need to talk about media literacy in Kenya.
Yeah.
Because till now, I actually thought the priest went there to bless the club. No. It was even a discussion on one of the local stations yesterday. Radio stations.
The setting is
master.
So
it's the same thing.
Wow. So he was actually blessing the priests were blessing the whole property.
Yes, like it's a whole strip mall, because other than the mall, nice you're stripping. Other than the mall, I know where you are going. Other than the mall, there's also like other businesses. We also have NCBA. Like you do something for all this name dropping. Yeah. We also have a hardware store. It's called Modokinju. The upcoming supermarket that is there is also called... Hey, I forgotten. We also have a supermarket as well. So it's something big, you know. And for us, it's opened Keno
You know,
Muranga,
Keno.
you know.
So at least we'll have a fancy place to stop.
Ni waone, but anyway, you know, like it's been the buzz and it's been exciting. It's opening up the place. So for us, we're just excited. So that's been one of my highlights.
Awesome. Nice. That's good.
Highlight, Njiru?
Highlight of our week start on
Last week Tuesday
to
this Tuesday.
to this Tuesday.
Okay.
Yes.
Highlight.
Yes.
Wow. Imekuwa na mingi.
Hey, count your blessings.
Count your blessings.
Mashida ya pesa mingi kama kaka Sungura.
Father God.
Yes.
I see you working in his life.
Yes,
working
but,
our life.
Yes, but my highlight was I was able to work with my best friend for a whole week
My bestie and your
to
bestie.
impact a very, very, very important department of our government, which I won't mention.
Okay.
And,
On mic.
Yes. Okay. And it was a privilege to have over 130 people for more than 3 days. And that felt patriotic.
Daima Mkenya.
Kabisa.
Let us see a wristband, please. Wristband.
Hii ni ya Wakikuyu, si ya nilisi ya Kenya.
Ona sasa chamanini. Wewe si Mkenya halisi.
Did you see that, talking of the wristband, did you see that pastor?
Which one?
Mwenye alikuwa na apparently he was prophesying or whatever alikuwa anafanya kwa one of the, what are they called, congregants. Wafuasi. So that guy akaulizwa, apparently he has issues in his marriage. So apparently any Kenyan man who has issues in their marriage.
Like a band.
Yes, the Kenyan flag.
Kenyan one.
Wow.
Yes, unajua ututu huduma twetu.
Wow.
So that's what he was saying.
Okay.
Kwa hivyo wewe una mashida.
Tuseme sina mashida.
So I need Kenyan men to prove him wrong.
Yeah,
What
that's
is
madness.
that?
New York. It is him. He who has the problem.
It may be.
Not
So
the
now
others.
wearing a Kenyan band
Yes.
means you have issues.
You have
That's it.
issues. At most men have issues in their marriages.
Do you have
Where
issues?
are we heading as a society?
Sam, do you have issues?
No. And imagine a whole congregation will believe that.
Wow.
Sam, there's a question for you.
Yes, please. I think I missed
Do you have issues?
I don't. I thank God. That so far so good.
So far, so good. We thank God. How was your week?
My week has been amazing. Like Patrick has mentioned, I got a chance to impact a very key department that serves the Kenyan people. So that's humbling.
Okay.
Number 2, last week I got to be an uncle again. I have many nephews and nieces, so I got a brand new nephew, and I think that's amazing.
It
The
is
family is growing and everything. I also within the same week I got to celebrate another nephew and niece's birthday.
Oh, wow. Hey, November.
So Uncle Judy is
Hawa ni watoto wa
this week.
Valentines.
Kabisa.
So
Watoto wa
Ah, ni
Valentine's.
watoto wa Valentines. February was a good month, eh?
Exactly.
So my highlights are surrounded. It's a lot surrounded by family majorly, and now just working with my friend. As in, I normally say very few people work with friends.
Pia amesema bestie.
Ebu mwite bestie.
He's not my best friend. He's my brother.
Hey, we are sorry. It's a brother. It's a bromance.
Huyu ni ndugu yangu bana. Yes. Where the Bible says there comes a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And I feel like it's one of the underrated blessings if you get a friend who sticks closer than a brother.
Can I be your friend?
We have gone to church.
So
Yeah,
for me, it's a major highlight.
it is. That it is.
Awesome.
Dada,
Hey, me highlights. Do I have a highlight? Watch a homa.
good health. Good health.
No, homa imenitandika proper. Actually, the biggest highlight is finally I got to do Kisii, like proper do Kisii. Si kupitia. Like I was there for...
And it wasn't work.
And it wasn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in between Kisii, I went to Rusinga, which is a place I've always wanted to do.
Rusinga Island.
Yeah, Rusinga Island. So I really liked it. And it was a girls' trip and it was amazing. And then the other highlight is seeing these two. These two are my bros. Like, you know, ish. Uliona vile tu wakiingia nilismile too. Yeah, I love them that much.
Go way
And
back.
they know that much.
They know that much.
Yeah, because I work with them. they do my team building facilitation. I've known Pato from way back in college. He was that guy we used to look at.
Yeah.
Oyo wako geria.
Yeah, because I guess for him, he looked so official because he was working while schooling.
Very nice.
So he was always looking good.
Njiru,
Yes.
dress how you want to be addressed.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yes, and then through Pato, I met this amazing human being called Kesam. Yeah, so tumetoka nao mbali, and I love them to death.
Oh.
Oh.
Mnasikia hata sasa hamshikiki, mnasikia tu kajoke.
Wanajua?
Mnasikia ka
Tunajua,
warm fuzziness.
tunajua.
Unajua, as much as they know,
Yeah.
yesterday I was following Maureen stories. I love her stories for Monday. How was
Maureen?
your weekend? She's called Maureen Bandari.
Oh, yeah.
So she always has on her stories, how was your weekend? So people share. So this lady ended up sharing and saying that her husband or her partner had bought her a car a while back. And then now this week she bought flowers to thank the guy. The guy was in tears.
Oh.
Wow.
So it actually goes to show we don't appreciate our men loudly, and they tend to feel a certain shy or embarrassment, you know, of
for sure.
And
when you
actually,
declare that we love you, you know.
and actually, it is okay to give men flowers.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, they feel some type of, they might not express it, but kuna vile wana feelingi pia wakipatio maua, because it's a rare thing.
It is.
Speaking of flowers, it wasn't one of them the recipient for flowers.
No, ambia live, umenikosea.
Sisi ni si utumwa.
Ninyi mtumbwa. So you see, like, at least you give, I always say give people their flowers when they are alive. It's not when they are dead and gone. It's not when you're going to plant. No, you know, the flowers are the words of the affirmations and the actions that you keep doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yay, I'm so excited for this topic. But before we head there, I think let's review the week that's been also, like, even on a national platform.
Yeah.
Sisi kama wakulima wa avocado, we are happy. In 3 months, 7B tumeingiza hii country.
Si sorry, ndio maana mko humble.
Ndoko geria man.
That is very impressive work.
Maguta.
You know, here we are glowing, you know. But
Yeah.
what is sad is that I liked that highlight of seeing the 7 billion, but then also in hindsight, seeing like now KQ won a strike as well, and then reading the losses that were being made by now farmers in the horticulture, and about 45 million a day, and 300 tons worth of produce was wasted. I was like, Jesus. Yani, I kept hearing KQ on strike. I was just getting palpitations, like what's happening?
Yeah.
300 tons,
Yeah.
you know,
I
of
guess
produce.
we should get an outside investor for KQ.
Yeah.
Wachapwe vizuri. Like, you know, a serious investor. Because you see, we keep going to the same thing every now and then.
And they'd been bailed out recently
Exactly.
again by the government.
Yeah.
And what is so sad is reading the expansion that
And
is
funny
happening with
enough,
our neighbors.
Even the local investor maybe who own those planes, pesa inaingianga vizuri.
Imagine.
Vizuri sana, by the way. Anajua flight inatoka saa ngapi.
How
Hizo ni
much?
hours ngapi na
Yeah.
hiyo ni how much per hour.
Yeah.
Na pesa yake itaingia vizuri kwa mfuko. So it's not fair. I think it's a high time we need to get an outsider investor.
Serious.
A serious.
No, not even. We don't even need an outsider. Like in my section for the Leo Magazetini, I always say, mse wa jeshi. Because the other day, KMC, then you kweli.
Very true, by the way.
KMC,
Yeah.
Kenya Meat Commission, ilipewa jeshi. They'd been, you know, reporting losses.
Yeah.
Like in 1 month, these guys were making profits. I'm like, oh, wow.
I think
Is
what
the
I'll say
military?
about
Baka
that,
now I'm seeing different depots, man.
Yeah.
what I would say is this. What does Jeshi represent? Discipline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as a society, it's about time we sat down and ask ourselves, how come if you're not in the forces, you're not so disciplined?
Yeah.
Very true.
And maybe address national values.
Yes.
'Cause I'm thinking KQ is just a part of many other
Others,
government
yeah.
and even private
Institutions.
sector
Very true.
departments.
Very
Yeah.
true.
And that's why mtu akipata chance serve the country. You hear, so and so sasa ameomoka, atakuwa tajiri. So I think we need to get to that point where we're asking, what is the root cause? Because bailing out KQ, all these billions we are dishing out,
I know.
you know, we are not addressing the root cause.
Yes.
Patrick and I normally, we train on developing a problem solving mindset. And what we've discovered from our experiences, most people are only solving the symptoms.
Yes.
And so we need to go down and ask ourselves as a country, how did we fall so far? And why is it that a country like Ethiopia, their airline is doing so well? The other day they were acquiring shares in Nigeria Air or something.
They've acquired even in the south.
So,
In the west, they're here acquiring shares.
and that's why I like such conversations where this is not mainstream media, where people can come and even we challenge ourselves as a country. Like any aje say, how come we've stooped this low as a country? I know that's not the topic for the day, but I just think it's good to put it out there.
Yeah.
That's the camera right there.
Yeah, that's a cover.
Wananchi, how come we stooped so low? Including me, by the way.
Yes, true.
It's an us problem.
Yeah,
it's an us, because what was further sudden, like the same newspaper was talking about Rwanda now going to have direct flights to Heathrow.
I know, right?
Like umesoma shida zote za KQ
Alafu,
kidogo Rwanda direct flights to London. I'm like, what is wrong?
What
you
is
know?
for sure.
But then I saw that, I was like, guy, so what are we doing?
You know, what are we doing wrong?
know, yeah.
But anyway, well done for them.
Yeah.
It's also going to open up. Let's try and
Hope
see.
we follow suit.
Hope we follow, hope we improve.
I know.
But in matters travel as well, because I know you guys are in the same industry.
Yeah.
Niliona mmefurahia. You are all excited. South Africa 2023, here we come.
Mapiano. Sasa hatusikizi tena kwa redio. Tunaenda kuicheza huko.
Mumeamua kwenda kudisturb the peace.
Ile kitu wao kusema ni air ticket bado ni the same price.
No, the air tickets,
Yeah.
it's whatever is happening right now, all the air tickets are being affected by the dollar. So mpaka inflation iende chini, ndio tutapata. Because right now even going to SA, it's around $900, which is a lot. And before
Return.
return. Before we used to do between 500 on offer, even at 400. But
It was like
crazy.
going to Dubai.
Yeah, right now going to Dubai, I'm issuing tickets of $1,200.
I like the way Warenga Nade speaks to me in dollars. She's no longer.
No, you know when it comes to flights, you have to put them in dollars.
Don't be humble. Kubali.
Kuna kanini western influence. Sijui kama ni hii trip ilianza ku affect last trip. But it's I think it's also exciting. You know, people keep saying I can't wait to go to South Africa. Get your passport.
I know, yeah.
You can't be planning to make travels.
First things
Now
first.
janza na basic.
Yeah, but you see also Pia Nini should also give us better whatever services, because right now you book an appointment, you're being pushed to 2 months. You need appointment. Hata
When
si
you are
nini.
janja. You know,
No, but you see,
and sio wajanja, sio ujanja ya corruption. Some said let's do better. Like I remember I needed to fill in my passport the time there was an urgency because I'd anticipated a travel.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I went to Nax. I was like, by the way, let me take a trip. I went to Nax. I finished haraka. Kwanza, I can't wait to use my new passport. I look pretty in that passport. For once, you know.
You ingine li.
si kama ID ile mzee.
Sika ID mzee. By the hata kuna mtu aliniambia I should change my ID.
Yeah.
I went to Nax. It was done so fast I finished.
Oh,
A
really?
friend of mine as well. Yeah, it was a while back when there was that urgency. Believe now the people are relaxed at immigration. A friend of mine also urgently needed a passport. So what did they do as a family? Because they're traveling as a family to SA. They went to Embu. Like tokeni nje.
Tuachane na Nairobi.
Achana na Nairobi. You can even make it like a trip. Wase who are offer Tokyo, please give us those services.
Drop off to Nax.
Passport from Mashinani.
Imagine, you know, as you make a car trip around it. And it was so fast and I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
I'll do
When
that. 'Cause
government
I want
works,
to-
it works.
I like that.
Yeah, I want to renew mine, but I'm waiting for the kids to close because I don't want to do mine alone. I want to do plus for the
for the
kids as
family,
well,
yeah.
for the whole
nice.
family. It
Yeah.
makes
That's good.
it's easier.
It makes more sense.
Yeah.
So decide either between Embu and
I guess
and
tutafanya
Nax.
ka road trip now.
Fanyeni
But
road
pia
trip.
kuna wale wana apply passport because a traveling opportunity has come, so you do it under pressure, but like you're saying, you don't have to have a destination you're heading to.
Yeah.
Apply now so that even the 2 months doesn't look like you're waiting for
You're
long.
waiting
That's
for
true.
Very true.
There's a proverb that says, man asks when prayer is asking for rain. Faith is carrying an umbrella.
Toka nao mwamvuli, enda apply your passport.
No, yeah, you never know. Like, just go. You never know. Hata mi sasa nagoja. I want here to now begin catching flights and not feelings. But
and getting
like
quotations in dollars.
I like that.
coming soon. But the way Warenga also spoke about the rate of the inflation and the economy and all that's happening, it's also not just happening to us.
Yeah, it's happening all over.
All over. If
True
you've been
that.
able to see the trends even in the newspapers and media, I was so scared. Yesterday, Amazon said they're laying off 10,000 people. Facebook has laid off 11,000 people. Twitter laid off 7,500 people.
Yeah.
All this is in a span of a week. I was
A
like,
week.
hey,
Watu wanaenda happy.
where are all those
My
people going?
goodness,
I
wow.
know. Those are so many people.
How many livelihoods are those that have just been
I
affected?
know. That's
many.
a lot. Anyway,
yeah.
let's pray things will get better.
We'll get better.
We can only be hopeful at this rate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also want you guys to be a little bit positive. You know, we talk too much about the negative, yeah?
Yeah.
Think of Amazon. How many jobs have they created
Yeah.
in the
Over the
last 5 years
Yeah.
compared to those jobs that have been lost this year? You know, like even opportunities of entrepreneurship.
They have created,
You understand?
actually.
So there are times you have to think of, you know, employment is not there to last.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're there to do what you have to do, and then
move.
once the system is moving,
Yeah.
you know, you have to be laid off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tusishikilie
Koka.
kila kitu vibaya sana.
Karoho.
Let's also talk about, you know, how many opportunities have been created, because there are times we are fueling ourselves with so much negativity,
Yeah.
you know, forgetting that Amazon itself, how many branches have they opened in the last 6 months? How many opportunities have they created? So let's deal with things from an objective side. If not, tutakulwa na
I
acid bwana.
know. Aye, ulcers is not our portion.
Amen.
But ndio tunakataa. But
like
also
that
this was
positivity.
coming from a point that, you know, we keep on saying that things are hard here.
Yeah.
Angalia kwingine. You know, when they say at you, when you water the grass is greener. The grass is greener home.
Yes.
You know, elsewhere. So like, hey, nikubaya, yes, but sio vile huku you get.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
when I was in Kisii, I was like, we situhamie Kisii wote.
Yeah.
No, that place is so green,
Green,
so fertile. As in, uko wezi lia njaa. Ukilia njaa uko na kashida hapa.
Yeah,
kweli.
it is a you problem.
Where the rain is okay. Like kila mahali unakanyaga. Panakaa tu, you know. As in, it's so fertile. Food is a lot. Paka you're like, wow.
Life's good.
Nairobi si watu toke huku
Watu
nje.
wanatoka.
Tutoka
Watu
I don't know if you
wanatoka.
guys saw we've been going through a drought and famine.
Yeah.
And you saw in like Kipia, was it Nyandarua? Somewhere where guys are complaining that food is rotting in the shamba.
Yeah.
Yet in another corner,
Yes, hata a stone's throw away. Like east
kuna
side.
watu wanalia njaa.
Yeah.
So I think pia, as Patrick is saying, I would rather we count our blessings first before we see the losses. Because kuna mtu ataangalia aseme, okay, 2 governors cannot say you guys are food.
Yeah.
Wacha to provide transport.
Imagine.
But ikika mtu weka mna mzinga mimi nikamsijui na nini,
Ah,
hiyo
yeah,
tunaweza
of course.
fikiria.
Ah, hiyo
But
tunakaa.
now when it's
That's
fundamental
never
things, you know, when it's fundamental things, why is it that now all of a sudden
Yeah.
It's a
no one wants
challenge.
to? Yeah, because the governor from this county ought to have just sent transport. Iende chukue chakula iletee
And
watu
bring.
pande hii. I'm not what I'm saying is if you start counting your blessings,
Yeah.
you'll see the potentials that are there. If you've worked for Facebook, honestly speaking, how many people from Africa have the opportunity of working for this big?
Imagine.
So there's something you're gaining. Go there with a very open mind. What can you learn now? Even if that job goes, you have so much value. Unangojewa hivi na kampuni zingine.
Pick what you can pick
Pick what you can pick
and move.
and move.
Yeah.
Plus, you're producing, I guess, the best social media, whatever, influencers.
Wewe
Yeah.
sisi kwa social
That
media,
guy
the
from
whole world.
Senegal, what's his name? The one who do comedy bila kuongea.
Oh
The
yeah, I've seen him.
guy.
Yeah,
Kabi.
that
Yeah.
guy.
Kabi, yeah?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kabi.
Yeah. That guy is where hatuwezi mfikia bana.
We achana na Kabi. Our very own Crazy Kena. Pia yeye
Chiki
alikuwa.
alikuwa ni wapi alikuwa kwanza?
Sijui walikuwa hiyo meeting ya
Kwenye walikuwa,
Facebook ya
exactly.
content creators. You know. Yeah.
So these are people who know one thing. The thing that I believe in life.
Yeah.
Today, before the sun goes down,
Yeah.
have you added value in your life?
I agree.
Because that's the only gift you can give yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, tukikazi wote kwa line serikali saidia. I'm not saying the government sasa you relax, but add value. Add value.
value.
You're living in a
Value as
very
well,
small
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Maybe hata ndio tunabebangwa wana.
Hatubebangwi wana.
Na nani?
Si hatubebangwi wana. Sisi
I'm
ndio
not
ujibeba
mentioned.
wana.
Nasikia ule anasema ako na revenue stream ngapi? Okay, sitamwandika
Kiari
Bana, surely.
Tulikuwa tunamaanisha volunteer.
Yes. Thank you, my G. Thank you.
Anyway, on a positive note,
Yes.
Warenga, I think, they said 11/11 was Singles Day. So I don't know what you did. But that is not the moral of the story. I was so busy. Just whoop. But that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is people are going to be single from November 20th to December 18th. Why? Give me for 5 marks.
But people are going to be single from November 20th
to December 18th.
to December 18th.
Do you know why? Ladies will be single.
Hey, hata nikajaribu na vile natafuta mtu siwezi.
Jaribu.
It's obvious.
Okay, I'm blank by the way.
Warenga, this one will get you marks. I promise you, it will elevate you.
Is there money? Is there money?
You might even find somebody who says, here, grab this. We need to we're in the same side.
Yes. People will be single between November 20th and December 18th.
Yes.
Okay. I'm blank. For real, I'm blank. Kesa mebu nisaidie.
Because most men's attention.
Oh, nimeget. World Cup.
Yeah. Hey, hata mimi sikuwa nimeget mase. Karibu niseme. I almost said
that's why imekuja hivyo. Haraka sana.
Unafaa I'm least bothered by the by World Cup.
Yeah. Why?
I'm not a football fan. Tell me about rugby. I enjoy rugby. Football by this for me is draining. Nilikuwa job.
Ulikuwa job.
Priorities.
But at least
but my club won. But anyway.
KCB is your
of
club.
Course.
No, at least najua story
You
story ya
understand.
rugby pia najua. Yes.
World Cup football I'll also know. I won't begin
and then
saying
your
that
family is into.
I know. I won't be saying that Liverpool is playing in the World Cup. No, I won't embarrass us.
Not because in that industry itabidi tu pia ujue.
Hapana
sasa. Hapo kwa counter pia.
Hapo kwa hapana hiyo hainisaidii sana.
Unaweza pata nini hapo pia.
Nitakuja Nairobi. Wako Nairobi.
Si Murang'a. Umekata watu wa Murang'a hivyo.
Hapana, najua ni wapi nitawapata.
Si sorry.
Chini ya maji. But yeah, the World Cup is finally here. Yes. You guys are excited about it?
Very excited.
I'm very excited. But unfortunately, I'm not supporting any team, but I'm looking forward to watching a couple of players.
Okay.
Individuals.
Yeah,
individual and their influence on the national teams.
Nice, yeah.
I don't have a favorite actually, but I know I'll watch some games because of some people. Yeah.
For me, I have favorite teams. First of all African teams are my teams.
Yes.
Apple, it's one of the places I go to and I'm like, now this is Africa.
So
all African
get
teams,
excited.
we are behind you.
Yeah.
Also, I normally have I fancy Brazil. And
That's me as well.
Yeah,
that's when I get to buy a jersey after every 4 years. That's when I get to buy a jersey. By then, niko na za kutoka 2010. Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine in our generation if an African team wins the World Cup.
Whoa.
Imagine.
It will happen. Yeah. It will actually happen.
Let's cross
in
fingers
our lifetime.
This World Cup.
Yeah, it will happen in our lifetime.
It will.
Have you watched? There's a documentary about FIFA.
Oh, really?
For the captains?
No. It's in regards to Sepp Blatter. I see, at least I know this individual.
And how he's sold out.
No, I'm still on episode 2. So it's very intriguing to watch. And then considering we are heading to the World Cup and the politics that are involved, players are going for country. I'm here for the love. Yes, I'm here for the love of the game and the country.
Yeah.
But then you have people who are influencing it based on politics and personal interests.
Actually, I hear countries benefited from. I know this is public knowledge. It's out there in the documentary.
Yeah.
How some European countries actually the guys who sit on
Yeah.
the FIFA council
Board.
or something.
Yeah.
Board, they traded in their votes for their countries maybe to benefit.
Yeah.
So there was
But I
international
guess
trade
it
happening.
happens,
Yes.
yeah.
But for us guys,
Yeah.
especially African guys,
Yeah.
imagine they were given cash to benefit themselves only.
Imagine. And not even. And then the worst part is, I think the first episode or second, when they show the stadium or the facility that was meant to be built by some money from FIFA in Kenya. Yani, I'm like,
Really?
Jesus, we just had to appear.
Okay, I'll go watch that thing.
Of
I think
course.
actually if your intentions are right for your country in Africa and the continent,
Yeah.
just watch and see how we still need to work on ourselves.
Yeah.
Kabisa.
Anyway, enough about the roundup. And thank you
Kabisa.
guys.
Thank you for contributing.
Thank you.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
very engaging, very engaging. But anyway, now to the meat of the matter.
Yes.
I loved how you introduced him and said that this is your best friend, and you called him your brother.
Your brother.
So, how is that?
It's very mutual. It's very new for me because I never had a brother.
Oh,
Yeah. So
are you an only child?
no. I have 2 sisters. Yeah. So niko hapo
Hapo
katikati.
tu.
Yes. So
Sawa, Malcolm.
it's very it was very new for me, but it has taken me time to actually trust my brother with so much, because I never knew what's enough for a friend, what's enough for a brother. But why he's calling me a brother and not just a friend is because I think we've gone beyond that point of friendship and boundaries.
Yeah.
Like now it's whatever is ailing me, automatically it's ailing him. To make matters worse, we work together. So when I'm down, he has to one way or another fill it in.
Yeah.
I may not have the courage to tell him, hey, bro, today I'm low. He'll just say it, and he'll be like, okay, let me pump in my energy here, So it's, for me, it's been new. That's what I can say. But I'm really, really enjoying the journey. One, because I recently realized for you to be a better man, you can only be sharpened by a fellow man.
Oh, wow. Wasikilizaji
Sawa sawa.
na the viewers.
So,
That's deep.
yes. So in that itself, I'm very intentional, even with the non-verbals that I can see from him and the same way, So there are things he won't tell me, but I'll be like, no, I'm not taking okay for an answer. I can see it. When you're ready, just let me know what's happening. Because imefika hapo sasa, si ile ati, how are you? Niko poa. No. We know how we are. So nowadays we go deep.
How are you?
Yeah.
When a lady asks you how are you, can you tell me?
Yes,
Let's
exactly.
take details.
Exactly. So I'm always like, okay, I know you're okay,
Yeah,
but how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
deeper, because there's something I can see. I've been with you in the lowest, in the happiest, and trust me, with that time I can be able to see when things are going well, things are a little bit slow, like you're overthinking some things, So yeah, for me it's different, but it's really, really adventurous, I can say, because I have always been very good at hiding my emotions, but to him, in a chapamawe squeezy,
can't.
Yeah, like I'll pretend for a while and he'll be like, you're bluffing, and later he'll come and tell me, are you okay? And I realize, is he happy?
Yeah.
Lazima nimwambie, So yeah, for
And I
me,
guess it grows with time because I've seen them growing together.
Yes.
From that point of high to what they are now. And
the meat of the
you
matter.
and it's so beautiful, even when you're trying to engage into their conversation, you're like, because you can see it's only them who can understand. And they've gone to the extreme of their wives respect that as well. Yeah.
Sam?
For me, I'll start from the point of, I worked with Patrick before we were friends. So we were in the same company, and it's a company that deals with bettering human beings from an individual point to a team point, because it's just all about team and leadership development. And so when you're being given this information, you're taking it in. So I started a journey of self-awareness. understanding my personality, understanding the biases I carry in life, understanding how I communicate with people. And as I'm growing and bettering myself, I realized nilikuwa na ride solo. Because, for example, I went through the book of, this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
And those habits, if you try and practice them, you look weird.
Very
And then here comes a guy who, namwambia, I think in that deal, you need to think win-win. And then he resonates with it. And I'm like, there's like a value system that we share, kinda. If I ask him about family, his response is, Apo, the values are aligning. So it became we shared values. And I believe if you want to be friends with someone, at least don't compromise on the values. So we shared values from that point. I'm going through a journey of self-awareness.
Yeah.
There's this time I'm feeling alone, like I'm alone. You know, there are things I'm trying to effect in my life, in my family and everything. But I'm realizing, kwani hapa niko solo. I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to read books. I'm trying to, be spiritually awakened. And then there's this guy here, ukimwambia all these things. And that time tunawak, it hits you. Umse anafikiria kama mimi. Kwani, ulitoka wapi niambia sijui nini. Then we start now being friends. Because if you are talking about politics, I realize, he's actually, even now as we were sharing about the country and everything, you realize our thoughts are almost aligning. We are seeing the positive side of the country and everything. And that's now we became friends that way because our values matched. Not all values, because at times you'll hear us disagree on some things, but at least he respects my spirit. He respects that he's gone through a journey of, he's been there when we were sharing about, remember self-awareness and everything. And I'm like, hey, me, I'm struggling with I'm on this fasting program nataka kufanya ndio. Then he's like, unajua nini, do it, because even me on the other side there are things I've been doing. And he shares. So we are not only friends because niaje uko wapi. We are friends because he feeds my values. He doesn't make me feel weird because of the values I hold. I'm free to hold the values I do, even if some of them are against him. He allows me to be a man. Because first I exist as a man before I bring fatherhood, brotherhood. I exist as a man. And for me to be a true man, I need another man. So iron sharpens iron. And that's how our friendship is. There are days we don't want to hang out together because those are my moments. And he respects. He doesn't, there's no, we are not there for that. We are there for, if I spend time with him, like today, even after this podcast, when I'm early to KT, we talk. Trust me, when I go back home, everyone realizes, wow, this guy ametoka mahali poor. You see? Look at nature. Male lions would at times go out to, wakifukuzwa, wakati wamefika of age, wanafukuzwa. The ones that form a brotherhood, they stand a very high chance of being very successful in the animal kingdom. And I don't think God was God was wise to create this for us to learn from. That these lions will go and form a brotherhood, and they'll actually sire generations and stronger generations. They'll have more ground to to hunt, for the lionesses to hunt. And I believe that's what we give each other as friends. But when I go back home, because of these strong friendships, my family is a beneficiary of something good that is happening. So, and I appreciate the guy. I thank God for him.
Thank you.
Wow.
Okay, guys, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
amazing.
Umesema tumeanza.
I'm listening to the depth of all this, and then they always say that male friendship is it's very interesting. Like for female friendship is very emotionally invested. And with most guys you don't get to see the emotional investment. So I'm like, oh wow, this is strange. This is weird.
Strange and weird.
Yeah. I liked also the fact that Warenga spoke about your spouses as well. And that they tend to respect that friendship. But have you ever encountered a challenge? Because I know at times men, even when you get married, you tend to take for most people I know, they tend to drop their old friends and now acquire new friends, you know, either from the wife's side or, you know, these are the friends. My friends who are married, these are their husbands, from that friendship. Or you're told, you're staki kuonana na yeye.
I don't know how to say it, but as some said, you know, it's all about values. And she can see. She can't question values. She can only question behaviors that attribute to those values. So I have not actually found myself really fighting for my friendship, because there are even times she's like, kwani sama yuko around? You know,
Get a life.
like, hey, bro, get a life, you know. Mi nakwambia twende out, hautaki kwenda out na mimi, you know. But sama kipiga ndio wewe huyo sha umeishia. So there are times she actually realizes there's a time I want to hang out with my brother, you know. And she will push for it because she's a beneficiary. You understand? So I have not found myself in a situation where she's resisting my friendship. Actually, it's but if that time comes, I think I'll be ready to respectfully, you know, defend my friendship. But I don't think it's coming because I'm a better man and she likes it.
Sam?
Yeah.
Say sorry.
I think I'll say the same thing. I haven't encountered a time where it was a challenge. If anything, there are times you'll be asked, hey, so-and-so, I haven't seen so-and-so. See when morning. And because they see the value. I normally say this. The best thing a man can do for the family is to improve your value. And whatever brings value, let it be known that it brings value.
Exactly.
So that they don't jeopardize it. So she's wise enough not to jeopardize something that she benefits from. And I don't see a time when it will come and she's like, apana. And it even goes deeper. When the mom calls him, she has to ask where I am.
Yeah.
Or if he travels out of the country for a work assignment, the first question is, are you together? And even on Saturday, it was the mom's birthday. Yeah. Remember, we were calling, two of us called to wish her happy birthday. And I remember she actually verbally said it. I know that when we are with my son, he's safe.
Yes.
And the wife was there to hear that. Why? Because everyone else that you're involved with knows. Even as we are sitting here, you guys are friends. Kuna wale ukiambia familia niko na nani, yeye wako like, hey, uko sure uko sawa. But there are those ones, you know, ukiyasema niko na fulani,
they are relaxed.
Hata wana, you know, they have a sigh of relief. Why? Because people see. You can never cheat people. They see. They know what edifies you and they know what destroys you. Personally, you know what feeds you and what destroys you. So that's how I'll put it.
So I like that your behavior and your values created that security, because at the end of the day, as women, you just want that security and assurance of it's not threatened.
Plus, I guess it's also it straightens you. So also your behavior has to match there, you know. So it's a good thing. Wow.
I want you to realize I started by saying I was going through a journey of self-awareness alone.
Yes.
This thing of you coming into a marriage or into a friendship and you want to get from it and you're not giving. It's very wrong. Someone will feel like they're carrying the weight. Same. He was going through a journey of self. And that's why, hey, did you ever feel lonely when you're doing 1, 2, 3? And he's like, yeah, by the hapo nilikuwa solo. You know, going to the gym alone. You know, reading, na kuna mtu mwingine kwa nyumba na support. And now here you are like, yeah, it's very important to do that. So we were working on ourselves before these other people came. Number 2, he is my friend. He's not my wife's friend. He's not my family's friend.
Thank you.
And yes, if with time he also befriends,
blends in and all that.
In, that is okay.
Yes.
But this thing of mabeshte wife yangu ni mabeshte wangu, ama vice versa, that is wrong.
Bibi yetu.
That is
our wife.
You know,
our in-law.
Psychologists say the greatest human need is to be heard, stroke,
seen,
to be seen, recognized.
Yes.
So if he is my friend, I have to make him recognize that he is my friend. It's the easiest thing I can do. but see, taking for granted. No.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people need to draw the line. Yes, and give people a chance to experience this friendship.
Exactly.
Which is nice. But the key thing is also to have such a relationship. Self-awareness like is key, because I'm also in that period of self-aware, and I remember we were talking about it, and when I was saying sio lazima, that's when you realize who you need to keep and who you really need to get rid out of your life. It's a journey of losing as well, and it's also a journey of so much pain, and that's what I was telling you this year. The pain that imekuwa tu hapa ndani is too much. I can't handle. For how long will I keep at this? And until you figure at that point of realizing, by the way, sio lazima, and you know what you want, and you know who you are, and you know the path that you want to take, that's when you start building some friendship. And that's in as much as I've been losing, I've also been building like true, meaningful friendship.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's why I told you, do a life audit. But even when you hear from their conversation, what keeps sticking, other than you guys being self-aware and understanding each other, is that, Jiru, you need to improve, is when you mention that when you're going through something, Sam is able to call it out.
Oh, yeah.
You get? So he's, in my understanding, is like he feeds, or rather you feed from him, or you feed from each other. He's able to call it out. It's not, I'm fine. No, he is able to go further. So he tends to put in either some more energy into the situation. But then you find, and also something that I'm seeing in our generation is that, Sawa, I'm done. No, it's not I'm done. You've gone the extra, like, when women say I'm fine, and then, okay, you leave it at that. No, you have to go a step further. And that's where it comes in, and I'm like, oh wow, you're actually going a step further to inquire. It's not the top. Danny, what is bothering you inside? Let's treat the inside, and
inside, exactly.
That's true. Just to add something on that, not everyone has the energy to go further. Like, it depends with the value you bring to this person's life as well, and that's why we need to redefine friendships, because I feel to go vague, We are so vague. Like, friendship nowadays is about the type of cars we drive, the type of places we hang out. No. It's not our similarities that bring us together. It's our differences and our ability to understand each other's differences. It's painful, because I have seen people calling out friends, like saying, "This is my friend." And then you just look at the way they are conversing. They are not together at all, because they are not even supporting each other. In fact, they are attacking each other in front of public. And you're like, okay, am I the one who got the meaning of friendship wrong? Or should it be redefined? Because, friendship for me is beyond words. It's beyond what this person is telling you. It's so empathy oriented that you need to know where I was yesterday and how I felt, or if not where I was, what have I been going through? Before,
it's empathy and action
oriented. Yeah, exactly. As he says, we don't have to meet each other every day. So it's not about the quantity of time we spend together. It's about the quality. I may not see him for a month. I may not call him for a week, but that call that comes after that week, what's the quality of that call? It's not about checking up on each other and ticking boxes. Listen, nimeacha kufeel guilty juu nimecall.
I have to.
Kesa. Afadhali niache kumcall until niko na kitu intentional. That's what I think, So let's look at deeper what friendship means for us. And one thing I learned from Dr. Monroe is that you can actually have different friends for different purposes. Emotionally, I'm free to share with him, but that does not mean there's another friend who I share with business stuff. We can play golf together, share business stuff, but emotionally, I'll never open up to him, So tuache kuhogiana, like, let's stop owning people. You can have multiple friends, and among them, you can choose the one you feel, you can move on to the next level with in terms of sharing deep things, Yeah.
Let me laugh when you've said when you've mentioned golfing, watu wanakogeria unasikia games zenye ucheza.
And let me say something.
Yes, Kaisa.
It's good to learn from people who went ahead of us.
Yeah.
You see the Bible,
Yeah.
The Bible is a manual ya life.
It is basic instructions.
And I'll challenge all of us. Ebu enda usome ubeshte the friendship between David and Solomon and Jonathan.
Okay.
Especially men. If you're a man and you're watching this podcast, and this vlog, sorry. Go and just read the story between Jonathan and David.
Yeah.
And see how what friendship, what is meant by friendship.
Yeah.
Jonathan's father wanted David dead. Yet Jonathan and David were friends.
Yes.
As in, when Jonathan died, David wept. That tells you that these guys, I don't even think they were more than brothers.
Yeah.
Despite what was happening. Remember, ideally, Jonathan was a son of the king.
True.
So he ought to have taken over.
Yeah.
And here is a kid who's ashablessiwa na Mungu, ameambiwa yeye ndo atakuwa mfalme.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that hata anachukua birthright yake, because the guy is okay. Like, that's friendship, where it's not about your interest, it's the bigger interest up here. And that's why when I say share values, it's important, because now the values don't have gender. Values don't care about titles. Values don't care about the car you drive. Values are values. Trust is trust. Loyalty is loyalty.
Happiness is happiness.
You cannot say huku Marsabit loyalty yetu inakuanga hivi na. No, loyalty is loyalty.
Yeah.
So if you share values, I think umefanya most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also what I see from you guys is there's more understanding of each individual being. And that's why I was telling you, Modoni, last week, I guess also friends should learn should learn their friends' love language as well.
Yeah.
It's very key. It doesn't apply on relationships as well. I want to know who Modoni is. I want to know what Modoni likes. I want to know the boundary I'm crossing. I want to know what tickles you as well as a friend. It doesn't have to be sexual or something or anything. Vile unaniangalia naona nikao unanishuku anyway. So what I've seen, they've also respected each other's language. Yeah.
But language keeps evolving depending on the situation and time you are in, time frame you are in.
Yeah.
There's something, a guy I was listening, Kanji, if I'm not wrong. I hope I'm not quoted the wrong person. He said, and I think some you've also mentioned it, he's my friend, he's not my wife's friend, my brother's friend. No, he is my friend. Kanji once said that for him, his wife is not his friend. My wife is my partner, like not, and then you've also emphasized the same, like at times you need to offload something to a fellow person who understands. You're not offloading it to a significant other who already has so much, so much to carry, and then we end up giving unnecessary pressure and burdens to our partners that somebody else should be carrying. So
exactly.
Good those guys.
Yeah, because like something small, like it's only a man who can make another man great. This is something most men should actually wake up and realize, because we're even blaming our wives for not being happy. And you're like, dude, making yourself happy already is a job in itself, So wewe kuwekelea mtu mwingine kwanza of a different gender to make you happy, man, it's a toll, And he's not in my life to make me happy. No, he's not. He's in my life to remind me of things that make me happy, so that I can continue engaging with them to be a happier person.
If you go home in that mood,
yes,
unaenda kuharibu
kabisa.
Hebu kuja nikupeleke mahali
tucheze pool.
Yeah.
We've talked more of the positive side of friendship, how you love each other, What is the most and the biggest thing you think it's a challenge for men to maintain such friendships? Because the men we are seeing today are, how will I put it? I'm looking for the word for it. The men we have today kesho ni mabeshte. Next time you call after maybe like 5 years, oh, he still exists. Like, what is that one challenge you think men are struggling with in friendship?
Okay, let me put it this way. Someone said men speak outwardly.
Yeah.
It's I was in a session where someone, and women speak from the inside. So you see, you'll see two ladies come together one afternoon. That's at 2 p.m. By 4 p.m., you realize they've talked very intimate things. Oh, even my child. Oh, well, that's why you have your hair fixed. Kidogo kidogo, they're even crying or hugging each other. You know, for us, is we meet first. Tulinunua ozil. Sijui tulifanya nani.
Awe na nani.
Umesikia Ruto huko. Like, we are talking about things.
Yes.
Why?
And you don't know each other's names.
Exactly. You see? So we'll talk about all these things.
Yeah.
But when I go back home, I haven't spoken from the inside. Now, this is what happens. You might start opening up to someone. And that's why I said we started a journey of self-awareness first.
Yes.
By the time I was offloading, I'm aware that he's able to carry and listen to me. But don't go to a club. Na umeanza kuambia mtu, hey, mimi jana wife alinipiga, or something that might be considered not.
Yes.
So maybe you are drunk or something, and then asubuhi uamke realize, oh my God, nilichoma. Then you don't want to talk to that guy again.
True.
You understand? So number one, we don't vet properly. Like, there's this. I want you to remember this. If you go to the African traditional society, when it came to like even initiation rites, circumcision, mulikuwa mna circumcisiwa rika moja.
Yes.
You're edified in a certain way.
Yes.
And so when you're growing up, you have taken odds of brotherhood. So whatever happens here is here. Ni yetu sisi kama wanaume. But here comes Kaysam, who lives in Nairobi, meets Patrick, who came from Murang'a, someone else from Marsabit. We have to be friends yet. Tulikuja hapa kutafuta.
Yes.
So kutafuta takes precedence. And then hizi zingine baadaye. So by the time I'm making friends with you, bado, I'm not sure. I might not have the same exact words, but this is what I've seen. People who grew up together in shags, then came to Nairobi and met each other, tend to make stronger friendships.
Very true.
Because there are things they shared. Family, wanajuana. But hapa Nairobi, mi nimekutana na wewe tu. Like even here in studio, the guy on the camera, after this, to have a chat. But there's the ladies in the room, you'll think, hey, I'll say wameingiana, mabeshte. But really,
It's outward.
identity for men is huge.
Yeah.
It's very huge. So by the time I tell you, I need to know your identity. Where are you plugged?
Yeah.
So if we share a church, and slowly tunaanza kurealize, so God becomes the identity. So in Christian circles, men tend to have stronger friendships. Why? Because the identity is in God. Now, for guys maybe who do not have that, and maybe they came from the same village, those ones again. But hapa kuna men, na maybe that hao ndo mnakutana nao sana. Grew up in the city. Alitoka ile hood aligrow. Maybe alizaliwa Buru. Aka get job West. So anaishi Westlands. Akakuja apata watu wengine wanaishi Westlands. So yes, watakuwa kwa hood, but akakutana na wale watu walikuwa waligrow nao Buru. There he stands to have a stronger relationship and friendship because there is value.
Yes.
There is identity. Sisi tulitoka wapi? Kule. But now men, atujui, we are not known for looking for each other. Ati nianza kutafuta wase tulikuwa tunastay nao sijui wapi. Tukikutana, well and good. So I think the best thing men, and I'm challenging all the men watching, find your identity now. Ka ulisha lose maybe hood yako. The people maybe mlienda jandoni now, one last time Melissa comes as you now if you did it in a group or something. If you're in church together with guy, at least God is the foundation of that. So it becomes easy for you because God's values are the same. So for him, like for example, when I talk about these things, we are privileged. Maybe you come from the same community. So when we are being initiated, there are those things you're told. So you pick the right things. Hizi zingine unamuza unaonaje hii na makes sense. He's a God-fearing man. I am a God-fearing man. So he is the foundation of that friendship. So without identity, there's no man who's going to make a good friendship, and I dare say even a marriage.
Yes.
Wow.
So you need to first find your identity. And that's why you see, after for single parented men, later on they want to look for their fathers. what does a father represent in a child? Identity. Yes.
Wow. Shay.
Wonderful.
I want to chip in.
Yeah, but I don't want to dilute. All I can say is
You cannot dilute.
you cannot give what you don't have.
Very true.
Vet your friends. Yeah? Stop expecting this guy from a club you met is good enough for you to share very intimate things with. You know, no. You cannot give what you don't have. It's either they have the capacity to listen to you intentionally, and you know, we need to be also careful who we are talking to, because automatically by sharing you accept that person's perspective.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very important for us as men, you know, be patient, take your time, again, go through self-awareness, learn about yourself, who are you, you know, and then look for not like-minded people, but people who you feel can share your values. So you talked about golf, for example, you know, I'm becoming very intentional nowadays, not complaining from my seat that there are no like-minded men around me, but I'm taking myself off my seat and going to places that I think or I perceive these people are in.
Yes.
You understand? So I can't keep going to my home pub expecting to meet Kaisa.
Very true.
This guy doesn't go to clubs even, you know? So finding such a high-value man, finding such a high-value man in a home pub, it's almost impossible. You understand? So vet, know what you want, but also, you know what you want and find it from people who are perceived to have it. Remember, you don't know whether they have it, but it's a step to move towards the people who are perceived to have it. You know, it's said that if you hang around 9 millionaires, definitely very soon you'll be the 10th. You know, if you hang around 9 thieves, you'll likely be the 10th. You know, so change your environment. We don't cut down the flower, we change its environment for it to bloom. Yeah. So as we look for people to share with as men, also let's be considerate of where are these people we want to be like, where are these people we aspire to be like, or where are these people who I would love to mentor me. Because like I'll tell you, for men without mentorship, man, we are almost done. And guys, don't take it lightly that you know, the colonial government was very intentional in killing our identity. We need to debrief that, you know, because there's a system that was killed. And right now, if this is my opinion, by the way, it's not proved. Right now, I think we somehow lost our identity at that point.
Not somehow. We have.
Because
It's a fact.
think of it like for our community, for example, we lost many
much.
men, you know, and that can tell you why our families have very strong women, because they had to adapt, they had to fill in the gaps. But if we talk about these weaknesses we have as men without looking back at the triggers or the disruption, you know, where did it happen? We'll be very unfair with that, because we need to ask ourselves, what part did mentorship play in the growth of a community or a family, you know? Right now we say, oh, men are not able to sustain families. Who taught this man how to sustain a family? You know, and I don't mean teaching, but who did he grow seeing, you know, envying, aspiring to be like, you know? So
even the environment
itself. These are the hard questions I would love us to talk as we also talk about what is ailing men. Let's not leave behind the person who shook the jar, you know, before
Damn you, colonialists.
No. Again, it's my opinion, you know, it's my opinion. I'm not
Don't worry, we are
framing on
sharing
them,
that opinion.
But let's also look back at the triggers.
You've talked about envy, aspiring, and saying. So who taught you about friendship? Other than the journey of self-identity and self-awareness, like, you know, like who taught you? What did you see? You know?
This is what self-awareness does to you. It calls you
To a meeting.
Unataka nini na hii maisha? Okay? Remember, I keep quoting the Bible. Wakati Adam aliumbwa na Mungu, ni alipewa responsibility ya kuchapa job. So to shape society is part of it. Every man exists to actually shape a society positively. You ought to leave a better generation than yours. So what do I need to equip me to be this man who can, who can be effective in society? Number one, unaziandika zote. Part of my list was a good, beneficial friendship with a man who will make me a better man. And who maybe are around the same age as me. Because I still hang out with older men than me. And I told you, I have nephews and nieces who, especially my nephews, they need to see a man who attack challenge.
Yeah.
As we sit here, you remember some of your uncles who are very strict on you and who are, walikuwa na kuweka kwa mutaratara. Like if you ask, especially boys, if you ask them, atakwambia, I admire this uncle because tukienda ni alikuwa anafungia ng'ombe, alikuwa na make sure amezunguka na torch the whole compound na kila kitu iko in place.
Yeah.
And when men see that, they like it. This is what I'll tell you. The reason Patrick is my friend is because he shares values with me, but he also wants to see the society go a certain kind of way. Yeah. I ought to help him in this journey. When he goes back to his house, and I've told you, like he's mentioned about history. The people who went into the forest to help Kenya attain independence.
Yeah.
Do you think they were friends?
Yeah. I guess
They were friends. If you look at it, they were friends. But there's something that brought them together.
Yeah.
They shared values of seeing their community free. They shared values of risking their lives for the sake of future generations. Are you seeing how values bring friendships together? Yeah. And some of them till today, though, for those ones who are alive, and by the way, salute to these guys, they're still friends till today.
Yeah.
And at times we say, Raila, when you talk about politics, Raila na Uhuru na nani ni marafiki. But don't you see there's like a value here they share where they all want to serve their nation?
Yeah.
True.
Service to nation. You can okay, I know it's a long debate. Kuna wale watasema they are corrupt or they want to protect their mali.
It's shared values.
It's shared values, yeah.
It's shared
Hey,
values.
so ukitaka utafuta wase wao ulijiulize. Ikifika tu and I'm out with him.
Yeah.
He'll come and ask me, by the way,
Auna bibi.
muliacha mambo ikuwa sawa. Nimwambie niliacha mambo ikuwa fiti na nini? Tuendelee kuenjoy ama enda home. Kama ukuacha mambo ikuwa fiti. Unaona? Uliniambia kesho uko na training na inaanza 8.
Unadu nini hapa?
Sasa I think you need your sleep.
Yes.
At times we meet people and we are talking about buda hujakuwa kunywa maji. Kwa nini? Cause naiona. Hata because are you healthy?
Ndio maana mna glow mmekuwa
Tumetoka hapa tukiamba story ya glow and grow.
He knows slowly I'm going into wellness training because and he's been asking me, have you been doing 1 2 3 so that you go through the same journey.
Yeah.
So when you start doing this as a wellness consultant, people and you women through the journey, he has to hold me accountable. You see, all these things now boil down into friendship. So tuseme tu umse anakaa poa anaweza kuwa beshte yangu ama anaongea kama mimi lugha it has to go deeper so that one day if you have to take up arms, I believe that tukiingia huko I can trust him. You see, and the fact that our identity was messed as men of especially even African men. Men were sacrificed. And so there is a generation that has grown up with no men. So they don't even know how to relate with men. So they cannot even have friendships with men. So you find one guy akona mabeshte 10 madem. One aside, okay, ni sawa ni vizuri. She's here. She's a testament of you can have a friend with a woman. You can be friends with a woman. But for me to be an effective man and to leave a legacy, I need another man.
Yeah.
True.
And that's what we are challenging men out here.
Yeah.
The way out of this is to find a man and be friends with a man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Are there guys you guys like admire their friendship?
Other than Jonathan and David in
Yes.
the Bible.
Exactly.
Is there anyone else?
Are there guys like you admire, like their friendship? It can be both sexes or opposite sexes. Are there guys like you look? It can be even your folks, like as in you just admire their friendship.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'll start this with a sad story. I lost my dad when I was a young boy.
Yeah.
But in search of my identity, I found myself going back to my dad's friends.
Oh, wow.
Who are still alive.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I'm there. They're telling me about their friendship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. budayani alikuwa anafanya hizi vitu yani, you know, and that I really admire because there was one funny story I got from one of the guys, old man, may his soul rest in peace. But he was like, did you ever know where your dad would go when he was angry? And I would be like, no. Me, I knew he would drive out and we would see him the next day.
Exactly.
You know, he would come here to my house.
Wow.
And he showed me even the bed he would sleep in that night.
That's so sweet.
Imagine.
Like even hearing
and
that
you know,
from an
then
old
there were no
folk, you
phones.
know.
So there was no way my mom could rally us ati twende tumtafute.
know.
Nitukue patient mpaka kesho.
Mention this.
You know?
There were no phones.
Yeah.
Hata baba yako akienda kule,
Yes.
announce anakuja.
Imagine.
Hakuna landline.
Okay, ilikuwa shag, so akukua connected na landlines and everything. So that I really admired.
Yeah.
I really, really admired.
It's
And
actually
it's not only him, but also the friendships they made around, yeah? Sometimes I go to some churches in Shags and I hear people tell me, you know, your dad actually fundraised for this church,
Yeah.
but he's not the one who gave the lots of money, but the guys he brought, you know, pumped in good money, you know, and I'm like,
People see.
wow, that's wealth. That's not even richness. That is wealth.
They say
you know?
old men, they say men plant trees for shades that they'll never get to enjoy.
Exactly. So yes, I really admire that. Of late, yes, there are a couple of guys I look around, but I'm also having that attitude of not judging. You know, people are fake nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, people will play, they will do a skit in front of you and they'll sell a perspective that
True.
you are the target, remember.
Yes.
You understand? So I'm very not judgy nowadays, and I'm just like, okay, if I meet you guys the next time with the same chemistry, now I'll be curious. But now that I just see that, let me just keep observing. I will not assume you guys are best of friends.
Yeah.
Again, as Kaysam said, we are very expressive, you know. So
The two of you.
yeah.
Yeah, not everyone.
like generally, like men, you also mentioned it, that we can talk to each other and not know each other's names.
Oh yes.
Now
It's outward.
tunapigana high 10 vibaya sana, you know. So I haven't really found that one friendship, that pair, that I can say, wow, I really admire. But I also want to say this, that I've been looking from inside, and everything that is happening between me and my brother right now is so new that it's taking me time to absorb. I'm taking more time to absorb it than to look out like who else is sharing this.
So in short, you're
Already we've
admiring
lost
whatever.
so many friends.
Yeah.
Like our circles are becoming smaller and smaller. Like I'm not worried about now people making friends. I'm worried about people keeping
Sustaining
friends.
what is
Y-
there.
you know, yeah. So I'm always curious to ask even older men, you know, how have you sustained
This friend.
this friend?
And how are they sustaining it?
Always being objective and do not personalize, you know. It's not how many times have you called me. That's personalizing. Be objective, you know. When you're calling me, are you fully spiritually, mentally there to be with me? Or you're calling to say, hi, you know, watoto wako aje? Good. Naona kuna hii deal. You know, are you just saying that formally so that you can jump into the deal?
Into the deal.
You know, so for me, it's you know, just be patient, yeah, and take your time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam.
For
Is
you?
there a friendship I admire?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a heavy one.
I know.
Because see, for men, not unless you talk to them and understand their friends.
Who is your Gail? Like the Oprah, you know, for women we say there's Oprah and Gail. You know that people tend to in the Bible there's Ruth and Naomi.
Yes.
Then in the modern society there's Oprah and Gail. So out there.
First of all, this is what I'll say. The people I think are friends because I've not gone out to seek and ask them. Like, this is the first time I've seen people interview friends. You know what I mean? Like for the two of you, which is good, yeah? But like my brother-in-law has a friend and they sing together and they have a podcast together.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they even now they've graduated it to a blog now. So I say they're friends, and they share. They sing together. They both sing. They are both men of faith. They even studied the same course. But you can see that once in a while I've been in a position where now tumeenda maybe sleepover place.
Yeah.
They can talk till morning.
No way.
And that's why I think one of waliamua see by this story tunaweza zipeleka kwa vlog and you work.
Yeah.
So, and when I look at them, it's not about emotion or anything. It's about value.
Yeah.
They share values, like I've said. And this is the thing. You're here to propagate a generation. You need tools. I need tools for my kids to turn out well. So it's a survival instinct as well to surround them with people who are going to bring that out. Now, so what do? One of the tools is to surround myself with good friends.
Yeah.
So that they come and edify my... So I've even seen it with the two of them, how one of them is not yet married. My brother-in-law, yako na wife na watoi. And I see at times how he's very comfortable with this guy being around the son. Because anajua ataleta. Same way I'm very comfortable with him being around my son.
Yeah.
Because I know huyu let me tell you something. You're not solo. When God looked at Adam akasema it's not good for man to be alone. We always think of the woman. But my humble opinion is this. It is not good for man to be alone. It's a statement that you need people as well. And so, if in my house musema, musifanye 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And Patrick comes and says the same exact thing. Sitaangaliwa ni kama mimi ni weird. He qualifies me. Or if I took my family and took to his house, now I want to live the right when you do najaribu kufanya vitu kwangu. We are not exactly the same, but they are the fundamentals.
Yes.
As we sit here, you have people, even relatives. Wezi enda wache watoto wako huko sleepover. It has got nothing to do with them. It's the values they carry. You know, nikiacha watu huko kesho watakuja wakikas or something else.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
So I admire that friendship because it's a way they complement each other. When you see one person, ukimuuza hata story, atatu anaweza hata quote mtu mwingine uquote. So that's something I do. And you've actually opened my eyes to, I think I need to start looking at other
I know.
friendship.
I've also noticed I don't.
Because it's weird because we are always...
For guys, it's just, you know, like for personally, like on my end, what I do is, I'm single, I'm not yet married. So what I would do or previously was I knew like if the man checked into this picture today, these are the people on my lineup. But as life has happened, I ask myself, so who are those people who will be on the lineup? But nowadays I ask myself, when my time comes to go, who are those who will be carrying my casket?
Okay.
I just don't want it to be anyone. No. But Warenga have said it. See, hobela. There's a list of, you know, of those people. Wow. Be it, you know, in the bad times and in the good times. Yes. Yeah. If I'm celebrating, ndio, you know, kuna 80, you know, na pia yote mikikam, na pia ndio anafanya hiyo kazi.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I like that.
Yeah. Also admire, when you talked of Oprah, I admire Oprah and Stedman as well. As in, you look at them, whatever situation they're in, like their situationship, companionship, or whatever, key number one in their relationship is friendship. And that's why probably Oprah never defines what they are. But when you look at them, you see friendship. So I admire you people as well so much. And that's why maybe I felt like you're the right people to talk to for this pod.
Yes.
And kudos, man, I'm challenged as well. I've had it from a deeper point, you know. Yeah, and I'm happy to have you guys here.
Amazing.
It's been
Thank you
inward
so
and
much.
outward.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana.
You know, I think najua tukiendelea hivi by the
I
we
know.
can continue till, you know,
Yeah.
the moon and the sun comes. So I think we need to have a part 2 because we've picked out elements and like this
Exactly,
is interesting. So looking forward to hosting you again.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the next topic?
We'll tell you off mic. Off mic.
Sawa.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for
You're welcome.
listening. So please, we are almost. Warenge, you know, I've been checking our analytics. Imagine mebakisha tu mtu moja at least tufikishe on YouTube. So Yeah,
If
like
you
I don't
haven't,
know.
you two
If
haven't
you haven't,
subscribed, can you
so we are
subscribe?
201. Let's say we are
Yeah, we are
201.
201.
Yeah, but anyway, we've been growing and we are
Yeah.
appreciating the steady growth as well. So
Yeah.
thank you. So interact with us. It makes us feel good. Imagine from the bottom of our heart. It goes
Yeah.
like, oh wow,
I
you
saw
know.
someone commented they like your whatever was popping. Your
We should be
dimple.
sitting on that end.
Yes,
Sionekani.
dimples as Yonekani.
Team Sakaja. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. And yeah, see you again next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.